Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yay, yay!
Should be between me and you. The freaky things that we do. Let's keep between me and you. 'Cause every little thing that we do should be between me and you. The freaky things that we do. Let's keep between me and you.
Yo, now when I first met her, all I thought was dong da dong. Like lose a lane, we can get out, freaking on. Baby, know the game, slip away. Slap me your number, it's the last day in spring. See you first day in summer. I'm a bad mother, shut your mouth. Pull a drop out, creep at a low speed. His homie probably know me. I push the pedal, thoughts of your stiletto. Way up in the air like I think he's here. Cause see, every time that I'm alone with you, homie be checking up on you. But if that only knew, you got a lot of freaking you, baby. When I starting to rain, I pop the roof and the champagne. How Jay said, money ain't a thing. It's been close to
Welcome in. Happy Monday. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Tapping in to update you on all of the chaos that's been running your timeline all weekend long. First up, happy Victory Monday. You know, I'm shouting out the Rams. The Lakers, too, because, you know, we do this. This is what we do, City of Champions. But, of course, now listen, tonight we have the beef that is going to live forever. I don't know at this point what's more infamous, the East Coast, West Coast beef that we've discovered. Technically, well, we didn't discover that. We always knew it really wasn't an East Coast, West Coast beef. It was a bad boy death row beef. But the coasts were picking sides. 50 Cent and Ja Rule, part 978. But this time, Ja Rule is putting some things out there. And I'm just curious as to what side of the fence do you guys lay on? So we're going to get into all of those details, talk about it, talk about what Ja Rule did over the weekend, how he called 50 out, right? And we're also going to get into Janice Combs. She had a response for something that was in the new Netflix documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Or is it The Reckoning, Sean Combs? I think it's Sean Combs, The Reckoning. And we know 50 Cent produced it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk some little streamer news because it's important that you are up to date with what's going on with the kids so that you're in the mix. So you know what's happening out there in the world so that you're not left behind. Tap in, stay connected, right? You can talk to the baby.
Stay young.
Stay young, right? And if there's time, we're going to talk about some changes that Jason Derulo has made to his professional life since being accused of assault. So we're going to get into all of that shortly. But before we do, we got to start the night off with a couple of conversation starters. So first up, over the weekend, Stefon Diggs celebrated his 32nd birthday. He and Cardi B were spotted out doing their thing, strip club, things of that nature, hugged up. They looked really cute. The ironic thing is that this other person, they had identical balcony pictures, right? And some people are speculating that two adversaries might have ended up in the same hotel in Miami because, it was Art Basel this weekend and everybody was in Miami doing all of the things, art and culture collide and there's lots of parties and art, of course. Nicki Minaj, who is also celebrating a birthday today. Shout out to Nicki. She might have been in Miami too in the same hotel. So, but no fisticuffs, no shoe throwing. So, safe to say it's all good, right? Also, Listen, the Golden Globe nominations were announced today, and Hollywood woke up speaking a couple of names, a couple of films. Sinners and One Battle After Another, which stars Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, Chase Infinity, Sean Penn, Leonardo DiCaprio, and others. They both they racked up big nominations. Tiana Taylor and Michael B. Jordan are experiencing their first Golden Globe nominees. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress in One Battle After Another. And I mentioned it stars Leo, Regina Hall, Paul Thomas Anderson was also nominated for Best Director. Tiana put it on her Instagram because, her birthday is coming up. It's SAG season, so SAGs are sagging. God's timing, every step has its purpose. And Michael B. Jordan was nominated for Best Performance by an Actor, right? It was also nominated for Outstanding Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, Best Screenplay, Best Original Score, Best Original Song, right? So there's more. The Golden Globe nominees, we showed up. We represented. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But I wanted to big up them, especially Michael B. Jordan. I think Sinners was one of the best films of the year. Story, soundtrack, costuming, design, and shout out to Michael B. Jordan for playing Smoke and Stack. That's not an easy feat to play two characters on screen at the same time and give them different essence and feels. So, big up to that. Yeah, Hollywood, well, there's no comeback story here. It's really just us persevering in the face of all the DEI shutdowns. That's what it is, because art is art, talent is talent, and you gotta take that. Also, for those of you that were looking forward to Mike Tyson and the exhibition fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr., that's really happening. It was announced in September of this year. Tyson reconfirmed it this year. He said it's going to be in March. They're going to Africa, and they're going to break all the records. Mind you, Tyson's 59, Mayweather's 48. Tyson was a heavyweight. Mayweather was a junior lightweight, sometimes junior middleweight. Don't know what their current weights are now, but are you interested?
I love y'all too, but I'm not trying to see that. No disrespect. Tyson, you fought against Jake Paul. That was a dud. I think people were actually looking forward to seeing Mike Tyson, put some hands on him. But man, you could tell he got that paycheck before the fight. So
and he's getting another because historically these exhibition fights, these whatever you want to call them, have performed numbers that are actually, in some ways largely shadowing, eclipsing pro cards, right? So prepare for record-breaking streaming deals and probably, six-figure in-person ticket deals.
Nostalgia is what's winning in 2025 for sure.
That's big facts. All right, when we come forward, we're going to get into all of this Ja Rule 50 Beef 2025, part 986. You're locked in with Joe Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
We don't be caring like that. I like it when he grab my cheeks like that. While I'm a freak like that. 100 rounds on it, gra-da-da. Real one like a shot, da-da. She my little vibe, my little
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind the scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Roger and Tracy saved over $18,400. Cynthia was recovering from a family tragedy and saved over $10,300. If you are drowning in debt, then call Debt Blue. Debt Blue is a professional debt negotiation firm with over 20 years of experience helping people pay back a fraction of what they owe. Learn how to cut your debt up to half or maybe more. Be debt-free in 24 to 48 months, even with bad credit. With an A+ rating from the BBB, you can rest easy knowing Debt Blue is going to deliver guaranteed debt reduction. Debt Blue offers a success guarantee. You pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. That's right, you save money or it's free. Call now for significant debt relief and a free consultation. 800-200-8879. That's 800-200-8879. 8879. You don't have to declare bankruptcy. This program works if you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in debt. Call for your free consultation today. 800-200-8879. That's 800-200-8879.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that for Bree's car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Bree's car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy for Breeze. La 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 la.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
About me, the young boy. Any living thing that could not coexist with the kid must have ceased existing. Little, now listen, your mammy, your pappy, that you chasing, your little dirty kids. Your success is not enough. You wanna be hard. You know when you get knocked, you get in the yard. You's a Pop-Tart, sweetheart. You're soft in the middle. I eat you for breakfast. A watch was exchanged for your necklace.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So before we get into all of the trending topics and headlines, you know what you need to do. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to get in on this conversation at any point. Of course, you can also get at us on social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. Holla at your girls, say hi, tap in. We also have an app downloaded, catch up on past episodes, and of course, most importantly, if you want to be amongst the VIPs, join our YouTube chat. Shout out to the chat. It's always bustling in there. There's a lot of conversation that goes on in there. So, get the visual to go along with this audio experience. Okay, now, listen, Ja Rule and 50 Cent is a beef that I feel as though has no ending. It's been ongoing since what, 2003? 2004? It's intense, right? So December 2nd, of course, 50 Cent dropped the long-awaited documentary series, The Reckoning, Sean Combs, which chronicles Diddy's life from his early beginnings, his childhood growing up, of course, his relationship with Cassie and Kim Porter, leaves out Young Miami, notably. Interesting, just saying. Doesn't say too much about J-Lo. Careful. J-Lo's not playing those games with you guys. But, I thought it was a really thorough documentary. It was interesting hearing some of the points, reliving some moments back from the 90s, right? Well, Ja Rule, he's on 50 Cent's head. And this time, he's using the documentary as a basis to call 50 out. Ja says 50 is pretending to care about abuse victims while sitting on several domestic violence cases of his own. And he brought the receipts. So, to take this back, right? 50 Cent's oldest son's mother accused him of domestic violence, right? She alleged that 50 set her house on fire back in the day. And we know he doesn't have a relationship with his oldest son, right? Then there's Daphne Joy, who we heard a bit about, perhaps, allegedly, maybe, for sure, maybe, during the Diddy trial, right? There's a connection there. And then there's another individual who goes by Tatted Up Holly. So basically, what Ja Rule did is he brought out the receipts from these incidents. So back in the day, 2013, I believe it was, Daphne accused 50 of destroying $7,100 worth of property and furniture. He was charged with 1 misdemeanor domestic violence, 4 misdemeanors of vandalism. In October of 2013, he pled out no contest to the 1 vandalism count, and the other allegations were dropped. He was sentenced to 3 years probation, counseling, community service, restitution and fines, and a stay-away order. In 2024, Daphne accused 50 of assault sexually and long-term abuse, but no new charges were filed. 50 sued Daphne for defamation, and there's an ongoing custody dispute referenced by both sides, right? Ja Rule also brought out, there's a woman known as Tatted Up Holly, as I mentioned, and she and 50 were in a relationship for a time period, and she also accused 50 of domestic abuse. So, Ja Rule's positioning, remember when it, well, maybe you don't know, I shouldn't say remember, when it first came out, Ja Rule dropped a picture of a rat. And people are like, why are you on the wrong side of history, Ja Rule? Why are you taking up for Diddy, right? You shouldn't be using this situation to try and slam dunk 50. However, is 50 not using a situation to slam dunk Diddy? So here's the hypocrisy thing that Ja Rule is talking about. He said, let's be real. That guy doesn't get, I said guy, he didn't, DGAF about the victims. We all know why he did the doc. Herman's a cancer, and he calls him Herman Munster. That is a throwback reference. There was a show that came on in the 60s called The Munsters, and the lead character was based off of a Frankenstein archetype. And basically, Ja Rule is saying 50 resembles Herman. So, of course, you guys got that. But just in case there's some, unaware. Herman's a cancer to the culture. If he cares so much, then donate the profits to charities for domestic violence. Well, Ja Rule's a little wrong there. I believe when 50 first announced the documentary, he said that proceeds from it would be going to various domestic charities. So I think 50 was smart enough business-wise to know that that should be the play. And people get to benefit. But I definitely believe that was a play. Not because I believe 50 deep down in his heart values that. No shade, no tea. No shade. Really. Ja Rule went on to say, Herman's no different, allegedly. 50 Cent, real name Curtis Jackson, has been involved in at least one well-documented domestic violence incident. In June 2013, he was accused of kicking his ex-girlfriend and mother of his son, model Daphne Joy, also known as Daphne Navarez, in the stomach during an argument at her Los Angeles condominium, as well as destroying approximately $7,100 worth of her property, including furniture, a chandelier, and a television. The altercation reportedly stemmed from suspicions of infidelity. Los Angeles authorities charged it. Well, I just read to you what he was charged with, right? And we know he pled out, right? And 52 weeks of domestic violence counseling, 30 days of community service, and $7,100 in restitution payment to Joy, $2,300 in fines, and a restraining order. So we mentioned that, right? Jackson, of course, denied the domestic violence allegations at the time through his attorney, stating that he had not been arrested and there was no warrant for his arrest. In 2024, amid his production of a Netflix docuseries on Sean Diddy Combs' legal issues, Joy publicly accused Jackson of graping her and physically abusing her over the years, referencing the 2013 incident as part of a pattern, though no new charges resulted from that. And the reason why she did that was because Fitty started getting online calling her a little sex worker. I know y'all remember that, right? And then there was a woman named Holly, Tatted Up Holly, right? And 50 dated her for a hot minute, and she alleged that he got violent with her as well. So here's my thing, right? Ja Rule's not wrong. Maybe it was an appropriate time to seize on this, but he's literally doing the same thing that 50 is doing. And his point is that 50 doesn't care about this happening to this woman. So many people are like, there were so many enablers around Diddy. Nobody cared. But also take note that in all of this, throughout all of the time, women are used as pawns in this battle. They're used as ways to move and pressure points, to, antagonize, to drop a bomb on them. Nobody cares about the women involved in this, really. Do you know what I mean? What do you mean? Get on the mic, Andy. Get on the mic.
I don't want to sound insensitive.
No.
I think if they were visible.
If the women were visible?
Yeah. Then maybe there would be a level of caring, maybe.
I mean, maybe, I don't think so, because my point, what I'm saying is that, people are like, well, he had enablers. People saw Cassie get beat up. What I have always said is back in the day, issues between a man and his woman was always looked at as that's what goes on in their house. You mind your business. A lot of times because, one, sometimes the women are going to return. Now, we understand the traits that domestic violence victims go through and that sometimes they can't, won't, and don't. But someone not in that situation, even extending empathy, oftentimes has a hard time understanding at what point do they become responsible for not stepping away, right? People have hard times reconciling that. And because the person still stays in the relationship, people tend to mind their business if abuse is going on. Right? Again, that's not an excuse. It's just something that we have seen over and over again. So, yeah, there were enablers around. But 50, I remember back in the day, 50 talked about on a podcast that he received a video or a photograph of Cassie when those leaks were happening, and he didn't understand it. He didn't know why he was getting it, right? But he didn't do anything to help Cassie then. And I'm not saying that he should have or that it was his responsibility. But the point is him saying, yeah, I didn't want everybody to think that everybody in hip hop is like this. Like which aspect? The domestic violence? The freak offs? The taking advantage of his artists? Which part? Which part are we talking about? And did you care? Because let's be real, there's a lot of other individuals in hip hop, in entertainment, in music who have abusive pasts or who have seen this type of abuse happen and no one's stepping up for them. So I think that is the point that Ja Rule is trying to put out there. And again, if it was fair game for 50 to make a whole documentary, and again, understanding the extremes of the Diddy case and why, it's kind of fair for Ja Rule to point out the hypocrisy, understanding fully well that what 50 was accused of wasn't to the degree of what Diddy was accused of, but it still falls under the lens of domestic violence, if true. Andy?
At this point, I'm going to just go ahead and say this is not beef. This is more so a feud. I think if it was true beef, it would have been some fisticuffs, some sort of violence. Not that I'm asking for it or anything like that, but I just think it's just a long-standing feud. For you guys to talk this long and not, run into each other and not do anything, I'll call it a feud. On top of that, we were talking about Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
I'd watch Ja Rule and 50 Cent
box
and get in the ring. That's probably.
I don't think either one of them are bad. I saw Ja Rule this weekend on Instagram golfing in Miami. I mean, are they really gonna get out there and go to blows? I don't think so.
People would pay for that fight. I tell you that much.
They would.
Call Saudi Arabia. They'll hook it up.
So let me tell you what else, right? Ja Rule also hinted at that he might release a documentary about 50. He captioned the post, "I think I'm going to start doing docs. There's a lot to unpack here," allegedly. So, I mean, yeah. 2015, 50 Cent extended the olive branch to his ex-girlfriend, Tatted Up Holly, after she took to Instagram to accuse the rap mogul of physical abuse. She shared a photo of an alleged abuse thing. That was in January of 2015. May 30th, 2008, 50 Cent's Long Island home burns down. I don't know. What's the pattern? That's 3. When we come forward, more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
My drip hit different when it's on. My stick hit different when it's drawn. It hit different. 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 When that light hit these diamonds in my chain and watch it hit different. They ain't lit when we get lit. Different. $150, that's 300. They cut you different. When you up, these hoes be fucking you different. This group I got is a 20. It hit different. Like when you
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is blasting President Trump's comments about Somali immigrants. Appearing on CBS's Face the Nation, Omar called the president's comments disgusting.
These are Americans that he is calling garbage.
Trump recently said Somali immigrants, quote, ruined Minnesota, end quote, and called them garbage, adding Omar should have never been allowed in Congress. This week is key in the fight over Obamacare subsidies. Senate Democrats secured a vote on extending the tax credits, which are set to expire this year. GOP lawmakers admit they're struggling to craft a fix, while Chuck Schumer's plan to extend subsidies for 3 years heads to a vote Thursday. And starting next year, the Trump administration is changing the free admission days for national parks. Martin Luther King Jr. Day and Juneteenth will be removed, while President Trump's birthday, also Flag Day, will be added. The Department of Interior is labeling these days as resident-only patriotic fee-free days. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Santa Clarita, it's a crash on the 14 northbound just past Newhall Avenue. Everyone's out of lanes now. Pet that drive. It's going to be tough off of the 5. And then beyond the wreck on that 14 northbound, it's pretty heavy as you continue ahead towards Soledad Canyon Road. It's also very slow on the 405 tonight. Northbound delays all the way out of Culver City from about Venice Boulevard. But that drive is tough all the way to the 101, where on the 405 north to the 101, an earlier truck fire has been extinguished, but the 2 right lanes remain off limits to clean up, and we're still seeing a very tough drive.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers are tied with the Denver Nuggets for the 3rd best record in the NBA. The Lakers are 17-6, 10-3 on the road after their 112-108 win at Philadelphia on Sunday. Luka Doncic had a triple-double with 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 11 assists. The Lakers are back in action Wednesday night against San Antonio at Crypto.com. The Clippers are off until Thursday night at Houston. Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski says Shedeur Sanders will be the team's starting quarterback the rest of the season. In Cleveland's 31-29 loss to Tennessee yesterday, Deion's son had 23 completions for 364 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Sanders also had a 7-yard touchdown run. Sanders has a great opportunity to prove he's the Browns quarterback of the future. The Browns' last 4 games are at Chicago, at home against Buffalo and Pittsburgh, and on the road at Cincinnati. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yay! We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement. Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates our own Keith Underwood, host of the weekend entertainment show Black in the Green Room, on his recent honor at the annual National Arts and Entertainment Journalism Awards. Keith received a first place award presented by the Los Angeles Press Club for his entertainment reporting, and we couldn't be prouder. Congratulations, Keith, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Some people really And as the sun sets and the night falls and a call, he pulled up at 6:30 and a 7:45 as he waving shorty high. You know he showing his bling out. She got in the car, he drove, he pulled his thing out. His girl called feeling she mad, she threw the ring out. How she found out, she dreamt the whole thing out. Y'all be going through problems, you gotta work the kinks out. When you go to sleep, what do you think about? If y'all get a divorce, you gon' take everything except the kitchen sink out. Make it so cold that you gotta pull your mink out. Or grab your roller skates and turn a roller rink out. You not back up in the club trying to ming out. Meanwhile, she out doing the same thing now. Nightmares from your dream gal make you scream out. Still dreaming, make you scream out. Yeah, dream. What, 1, 2, 1, 2. Some dreams they dream, some dreams come true. What, 1, 2, 1, 2. Some dreams they dream, some dreams come true.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. SAG season continues to roll on. Happy birthday, Chrisette Michelle. So it's been, 10 years since that whole thing happened when Chrisette was canceled, right? When she sang at Trump's first inauguration.
I must have forgot about that.
Remember, people were upset at her for singing at his inauguration?
I forgot.
The first time. It's been 10 years. I was going to ask.
Speak on it.
Is she still canceled?
I mean, I haven't heard any new music from her. I had to dig in the crates for something, you feel me? And that was a featured song right there. So, I don't know.
Well, we shall see. Life continues to move on. Happy birthday, Chrisette Michelle. So listen, we have been chatting. We're still chatting about Ja Rule versus Diddy. So the chat has thoughts. The chat has feelings. The chat has stuff to say. So let me get into some of these comments. See what they have to say. DJ Black 909 says, Ja Rule and 50 Cent were both on the same plane one time and never said a word to one another. Nothing. Now Ja Rule is out here calling 50 a rat and all types of stuff. Ja Rule needs to grow the heck up. Talking about rats and stuff. He's too grown to be talking about somebody being a rat. Fair, but 50 trolls all the time. 50 has trolled Ja Rule in the last 3 months. Right? So, I mean, I kind of feel like you can't pull that card when it comes to 50 because he has very few boundaries and even less F's to give. You know, that's just it.
I'll say this, though, which is crazy, right? When you think about certain individuals who have a certain level of influence and power, right? Sometimes you look at those individuals and, quote unquote, they're like untouchable, or you can't say anything about these individuals. Well, you have somebody like a 50 Cent who will, quote unquote, kind of hold these individuals accountable. While you guys are over here praising these individuals, I'm about to let y'all know, like, these cats are human, and they're the slums that you guys don't see. And I just feel like sometimes it might be necessary to have an archetype, a character like a 50 Cent to hold those individuals who might be above criticism for some folks.
Who? Give me two examples.
Diddy, Jay-Z. There's a recent post that 50 Cent posted about Jay-Z. You know, just stuff like that. I'm not saying that Jay-Z deserves any form of criticism, but I'm just saying, who's really going to talk about Jay-Z like that and not get quiet, not get blackballed?
I mean, that's fair, but, right, and here's the thing, again, do what you do, but 50 puts, I mean, maybe, sometimes it seems like, what's the famous meme from, I believe it's from Rocky, just throwing the towel, right? Sometimes it's just like, why are you picking on that person, 50? For no reason, just go up, go in, right? And he called out Puffy, but again, he called out Puffy because he said Puffy tried to take him shopping, right? Not because Puffy was a bad human who was mistreating artists or women. It had nothing to do with that. And again, I'm not saying it's 50's responsibility to, hold down the ills of the world. I'm just saying people are acting as if he did this strictly because he was so disgusted by Diddy's behavior.
He probably knew what all that meant.
What, taking him shopping 100%, and stuff? 100%.
There probably was a deeper meaning than that.
I don't know. Diddy said on The Breakfast Club, this was years ago, that he looked like he needed to go shopping. Basically kind of calling him dusty. I mean, it probably did, and he probably did. But again, here's the question, right? You didn't go. You rebuked his advances. Okay. Now what? I don't know. I enjoy 50's projects. Right? So this is no shade, no tea. I do not expect him to be the savior and the purveyor of this particular situation. But let's be real. It's not because he was so disgusted by Diddy's behavior. And Ja Rule pointing that out doesn't make Ja Rule a sucker, because allegedly this is the same reason why 50 made the doc in the first place. So we'll see what happens. All right, listen, speaking of the documentary in it, and there was so many things, so much to discuss. If you haven't seen it, you should. Janice Combs has spoken out because in the documentary, Kirk Burroughs, who was a childhood friend of Diddy's, as well as he claims he was there at the beginning, but was one of the co-founders with a financial stake in Bad Boy. In the documentary, right, he alleged that as a child, he watched Janice beat Diddy so badly one time, he couldn't even look at it. He said that Janice wanted to beat the punk out of Diddy. Okay? But he said around the time when Diddy was about 19 or 20, right after the incident happened at the City College of New York, the tragedy in 91, he and his mom got into an altercation, and that Diddy allegedly called his mother the B word and slapped her. Right? So Janice released a statement and said, "These inaccuracies are intentionally done to mislead viewers. Patently false." She claims Burroughs is bitter because he never got his part of Bad Boy Records. Now, if you remember when Bad Boy Records started, this was right in the midst of everything happening from the City College tragedy. In order to avoid financial liability and responsibility for that, when Diddy was given the monies and the situation to start Bad Boy, he put 75% in his mother's name, 25% in Kirk Burroughs' names. He later came to ask for those 25 shares back with a baseball bat per Kirk Burroughs, right? This is a familiar theme. If you think about when Diddy started giving back the publishing royalties a couple of years ago, before all this dropped with Cassie as a precursor to this, it was discovered that a lot of the music publishing royalties and other homes and things were in his mother's name or in Justin's name or in the twins' names, hiding and protecting assets. Are you doing that if you're doing straight up business? Trust me, I understand the financial benefits, but are you doing that if you're doing good business with these individuals? When we come forward, we'll get into more trending topics and headlines.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Cedars-Sinai is helping shape the future of Los Angeles, working alongside local communities and showing up with resources and healthcare programs that open doors for people across the city. Through career development programs like Next Gen Healthcare Pathways and partnerships with over 200 organizations like Black Men in White Coats, Cedars-Sinai is educating and empowering future healthcare leaders right here in LA. With access to education, mentorships, and hands-on experiences, we can build a healthier Los Angeles together. Cedars-Sinai, here for LA. Unwrap LA this winter with Metro. Whether you're heading to a family gathering or last-minute shopping, Metro's got you. Enjoy free rides across Metro on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Move with joy. Move with community this holiday season. Go Metro.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org, or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
See, the difference with me, when I do what I do what I'm doing, but I'm doing it like I'm doing it for TV. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, keep your hands up. What? Put your hands up. Come on, keep your hands up. We're back. We back. Put your hands up. We back again. Keep your hands up. We back. I remember the days I prayed my chest be right. Louis the 13 on my kryptonite. Goal on me is like Superman and kryptonite. So I pray I don't miss my flight. Switch tonight. Get out the plane, it all looks strange. See a man from Spain holding up my name. Give my things and head down the back claiming. I hit somebody scream my name. So I look
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. The joke for the past 20 plus years is whatever Mace saw made him turn to God. Listen, Mace still looks good. Got a second chance at a career. He and Cam are still potting over there doing what they do on It Is What It Is.
Do we owe Mace an apology?
For, like, people were upset with him when he did that.
100%. People felt like it was fake.
What, his needing to go to God?
100%. Not knowing that he probably done seen and experienced some things where he was like, you know what?
No more.
I need some cleansing, homie.
I mean, some people might owe Mace an apology. You know, he did what he needed to do to get himself out of
that man got
situation.
Dragged, though. He got dragged by the community and just, like they made fun of him for, going to God. Like, he wanted to change his life. We making fun of that?
I guess the idea was, people felt like people always have more expectation for others in a lot of these instances than they really would for themselves. They felt like he should have been a man and not use God as a cover.
Hey, man, we all need God.
God can be a cover for everything, though. Like, not in a negative way, but, I'll help you through it. Okay, so listen, we'll see what happens as far as Miss Janice Combs. Misa Hilton, Justin's mom, has spoke out about the bullying and abuse that she and her son have taken online since this documentary dropped. She, is blaming people for questioning the paternity of Justin and things of that nature. People got a lot to say, man. And Marlon Wayans, he was on a show, and he was asked if he had seen the Diddy documentary. And his thoughts were, you got to be careful kicking people when they're down, because you never know when you'll be in those crosshairs. So
I've been hearing that sentiment a lot, too. I get it, especially Diddy being a black man. I get it.
I mean, I think people are especially saying that with 50 just because of the allegations that have been made against him. And yes, he's been Teflon in a lot of these things, but wasn't Diddy at one time? Again, not implying that 50 needs to be taken down or there needs to be an investigation into him. But I just feel like positioning is important. You should critique. you should go after it. I mean, this documentary wasn't a bad thing, but let's also, I think, in talking about this documentary, not overlook Alex, I believe Elderman is her last name. I'm going to look up her last name, who is the director and the actual creator, right? It's her hard work that really put this together, and we can't overlook that. So you have to give it up to her with that. A good business proposition. People make decisions every day based off of where they want to go and where they've been. So we'll see what happens. As far as Janice Combs goes, man, she denies her son hitting her. You never want to hear about something like that, but people have questions about how she raised Diddy, the upbringing, the things she exposed him to. I know people get mad when people talk about things being a different time, but that literally means something. It means something. It means the rules, the perceptions, the way that way that alarm is raised or not, who's speaking or ignored. It all plays a role into whether something is considered regular, normal, okay. And we see a lot of that in all of these things that have come out based off of this documentary. All right, now something for the kids, something for you to keep up with. So the Streamer Awards took place over the weekend, right? And there were several viral moments from it. Kai Cenat won, I guess, best live streaming event for his Streamer University. You know, that went really big. iShowSpeed won Streamer of the Year. But one of the moments that has caused a fervor online is when another streamer who's really good friends with Kai, Tylil, checked FanFan, who was the host, over a Diddy joke at the show, right? Tylil wasn't having it. He felt like this joke was inappropriate and, most importantly, not funny. It wasn't funny. So we'll let you hear it and then we'll talk about it.
So congratulations to you. Oh, and also congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
If you all gonna be on the mic, now turn this mic, now turn it on, turn it on. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny.
I thought it was.
Have a good night.
So here's the thing, right? Host of shows always joke on the audience, make things. This woman, FanFan, she's a streamer as well, obviously wasn't confident in the delivery, didn't nail it, and it just didn't work. I don't know what they thought in rehearsals. I don't know if she raised a flag, but it didn't go off, right? And it's a sticky situation when you are talking about someone that has been lifted up as a hardened, heinous individual, and you're comparing Kai, a known kind of a good guy, to him, and it just feels icky because you aren't of the culture, and so there are nuances that you're gonna miss. And so big ups to Tylil for standing up for his friend. He did this before, not when a joke was made, but basically stood up for Kai when Mariah Carey came on the stream when he was doing Mafia stream, and he felt like she wasn't there to participate and be involved and be in the process. You know, she was just there to get clout off of Kai. That's what he felt. Andy?
Unfortunately, I think whether it's comedians or whether it's groups of friends hanging out, if you happen to be the only black person of the crew, I think those Diddy jokes are going to come about, especially from those who aren't of the community. He's a punching bag to a degree.
He is. And here's the thing. I get jokes. We get humor. We get humor better than anybody. But like Tylil said, it's got to be funny. Did you work on that delivery? Did you work on that line if you knew you weren't sure? Because it just fell flat, and it just, a lot of people don't even understand why you're making the comparison. Right? Now, here's where the comparison comes. Kai has cut his hair as of recently. And some have joked that he resembles a young Diddy. I'll tell you who looks like a young Diddy to me. Lemon Pepper Wings, the guy that created Zeus, he kind of gives me young Diddy vibes. But the thing is, like I said, you got to stick the landing, and it's a sore subject because right now Diddy is persona non grata as far as the culture goes. Also, Diddy's 55 years old. You guys are in your 20s. Y'all don't even care about Diddy. Diddy wasn't even popping for y'all. So there's that. All right, real quick, last story. I'm going to do this really fast because I think it's an important topic and maybe we'll talk about it later. But Jason Derulo says he'll never be alone with a woman he works with ever again. This is the fallout from a dismissed sexual harassment lawsuit that changed how he moves forever. He refuses to ever be alone with a woman while in a work setting, right? This was in an interview with In Depth with Graham Benzinger. He said, I'll never be alone with a woman I work with. The case was dismissed twice. It was bought by Imanza Dillon, right? Derulo said he lost brand deals, partnerships despite the dismissal. Claims allegations were not even slightly believable. He says defending himself publicly was pointless. There's no winning. And this is kind of the new reality now. We'll talk about this at another time, but I thought it was important to bring up because it's believed victims, but what if they're questions? Listen, thank you guys for locking in each and every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. I'll be back tomorrow to hit more trending topics and headlines. Coming up next is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. Back at it tomorrow.
Like it's 94, so get on your and give me like it's 94. And don't come up for air to the beat drop. I'm the doctor's advocate. Call it a sneak peek at the can detox. Take note, grab a pen and let the world know the West is riding again. I graduated from Dre school, top of my class. Treat my switches like my got them dropping that. Still banging the chronic like doggy style came with it. And I roll up on my back while I hit it. I done been there, done that. Had beefs and won that. 5 million records on one plaque, I hung that. Still got Dr. Dre low riding in the 6-4. When you see us, throw it up for the West.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. White House border czar Tom Homan is defending the immigration crackdown in Minneapolis, denying it's